Welcome to another day of Ether Raids. Well, actually, it's the same day. This is, again, right after the banner dropped, or the trailers, or whatever just happened on Wednesday. So yeah, to continue whatever it is that I was saying, since I couldn't fit it all into, I don't think I actually said anything in the last video because I kind of went on a different tangent, but to bring it back to the original topic I was talking about, I think before I was talking about, what's her face? Layla, who, I found it very interesting that maybe I'm assuming something happened to the voice actor, the English voice actor, but I actually don't mind the Japanese voice actor. It doesn't bother me, aside from the fact that I have no idea what she's saying. But yeah, it sounds good. It makes me wonder how far in advance they had this planned for something like a voice actor being MIA to affect the release of the trailer / banner. It kind of makes me wonder how far in advance this was done. Usually I think that they do all of the VA work like months in advance, but here we are at the release and the VA or the English VA either wasn't able to voice or they weren't able to get the clips into the game, which just seems ridiculous. So I'm assuming it's a wasn't able to voice type situation. This Serta looks pretty dope. Really nice plus 10s. I'm pretty much assuming that this echo skill is going to be replaced for distant counter echo on all of the melee near saves at this point because the guard echo is pretty much useless. They would be much more better suited with distant counter echo, and I think that's probably going to be the play. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea in the slightest. But in any case, yeah, really strange that the VA or the English VA wasn't in, or the clips weren't included. Definitely something weird there, because I'm pretty sure that at least I'm not aware of anything being wrong with like the VA for Layla being replaced. I'm not aware of that. Maybe by the time that this is out, the whole situation would have already been resolved and I'm just speculating for no reason. But at release, this is what my thoughts are. Layla aside, well, actually, some more thoughts on Layla. I don't know, did I say this? But I think she's a decent unit. I don't think she's going to do the most amount of damage. Just looking at what the weapon is, it's just just plus 14 to all stats. That's all that. That's all that it is. Plus, special jump, memory serves. Yeah. A lot of her stuff is in the B skill, and I think her B skill is quite nice, actually. I'd probably swap out her C skill. It's whatever. You could probably do better with Time's Pulse or just extra damage from an Oath skill or something. But if you're, that's if you're running her on defense. For offense, it's probably better to keep it just for the mobility. But if you're running her on defense, you probably want extra damage. You need all of those numbers, man. All of those numbers matter. I think her undefended status, not that great, but also at the same time, it has applications. For defense, it's really easy. You just put Neathhogger up front and, problem solved. Or you just put Fjorm up front and problem solved. Well, maybe not Fjorm since, she's not that great in terms of melee combat. But Neathhogger can pretty much do both roles, so it doesn't necessarily solve my specific Neathhogger problem. And I'm pretty much sure that everyone else will also have the same problem. But yeah, it's not exactly what you need. The Flash is definitely somewhere where we could be cooking. But then again, that's also transitioning you to melee play, because if you're not going to be able to take her out with Layla at range, so I'm assuming you'd probably be then going in with some type of melee unit, blue, to be able to take out Neathhogger that way. And I'm pretty sure from melee range, you can find someone who can get that job done, especially when Neathhogger is not counterattacking.
Good morning.
So probably a combination of the two. Melee unit goes in first, and then the range unit comes in after to, try to get the ball rolling that way. I think it's a great thing to have someone like Layla on your defense. I think personally, I might include her because I can have cancer control on her because she can duplicate it. So that's also a big positive for me. So that might be the play that I run. I should probably try to get another Sonya, because Sonya is the one that I mainly can use right now for cancer control. Okay.
You're all right.
Yeah, I think that should cover my Layla thoughts and expectations. Don't think she'll take out saves, but I think what she provides is very good. I think she'll be really good in summoner duels because, well, it depends on how you position. If you can get multiple units with that undefended, then you're cooking, definitely cooking at that point. But I think her main spot is going to be on offense as a hit and run unit. I think that's where she's going to shine. That is, and also, like, if there's ever an upgraded arcane weapon, you know, she's only going to get better. It kind of makes me feel, I don't know, man, because Soth is kind of the same unit, but not as good. Weird, huh? I don't know. Maybe I just don't like Soth as much as I like Layla. I feel more of a connection to Layla because I actually played that game. I didn't really play Radiant, whatever game Soth is from, both of them. I didn't really play that, so I don't know. I feel more of a connection to Layla. And I think she will indeed age well. Kind of crazy. I thought we'd be doing plus 20 to all stats now since we're in a new book, but I guess not yet. Probably middle of the year. May, March, somewhere around there. Yeah, that's enough about Layla. They did. I'm like so disappointed with what they did with Ather. God, man, Hector's brother. He needed a perf. Like, he really just needed a perf. There was so much potential there. They could have just done it. He didn't even need to be that good of a perf weapon. It didn't need to have any effects. It didn't really need to have anything. Just give the man a perf weapon. The art is so good. He's a popular character. Am I like, what? Why? I'm sure I'm not the only one, but man, that seemed like such a missed opportunity.
All right.
Yeah, anyways. Who else? So that's Hector. I mean, Uther. I think that's Uther. Hector's brother. Hector himself, I really thought there would have been bonus doubler on there since he was, you know, cosplaying as Eliwood. I definitely thought he would have had some amount of bonus doubler there, but I guess no. Bulwark, same difference? Not in my opinion, but bonus doubler is definitely something that they love to give out, so it wouldn't have surprised me if it was there. But maybe they just want to keep that on Eliwood instead.
This may be cold.
The Bulwark is interesting, and I like the fact that he puts out the stone terrain. That I feel like he does that job a lot better than Brave Corrin does, because Brave Corrin doesn't actually have the defensive bulk to make those stats matter, whereas this Hector does. So I think it's a lot better of a role for him, although red near saves I don't think are that great. There's just too many blue units that can just do the job. That being said, we haven't really seen Hector's combat yet to see how it stacks up against units in the meta, but I don't think he's going to be the greatest if you want to run him on defense as a near save. I think he's definitely going to need Shield Fighter if you want to play him in that role. You really don't want a red near save. It's got to be blue or green, man. Even colorless, I think, is the best option for near saves. But red is just not it. Far save or near save, there's just too many good blue units, in my opinion. But I think he's a decent unit. I'm probably going to be... Hopefully I'll get a ton of copies of him, because I am pulling on that banner, because distant counter as a echo skill is crazy. So I am pulling on that banner to get that into my my barracks ASAP. Have a ton of units that I probably want to put that on. Disappointed that there just wasn't any great nukes on the banner. I mean, missed opportunity yet again. I guess we're going to just keep struggling until whatever the Christmas banner was going to bring. Man, I have more thoughts, but we're already done with this match, so I'm just going to continue. I got to play one more because it's that day. I skipped a day, so I mean, still got that extra ether to burn through. So we're going to play another match here. Overall, so far, I am I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I'll keep talking about it in the next match. GG's. Alright, we're taking on Karen here, and I don't like the new layout, but I guess we'll get accustomed to it once, you know, as the days go on. You know, more we play, we'll just get accustomed to how it looks. It looks kind of cluttered to have that extra slot down there for the reinforcements. I don't even completely understand how it's going to work. I have my suspicions. I think there won't be any penalties if you can keep six units at the end of the match. That's what I think. I saw some type of documentation, some type of explanation in Tacho's video, but I didn't really understand it completely, so I'm going to follow up on that to see what's going on there. But I am not happy about the addition of that without a counter to it. I don't know if they'll put a counter like later on down the line, because I was able to put the structure in. My first initial concern was that it would be a physical structure, kind of like, you know, the healing tower and stuff, but it is not a physical structure. It's just a space that has a rune on it, I guess you could say, a summon circle. So you are able to, it doesn't take up a spot, so you have a free spot still in your back row that you can still use, and that is thankfully something that's going to be available, so I don't lose anything by putting it there, so I'm just going to put it there. But its implementation doesn't allow a lot of counterplay, because also it's not a structure that can be destroyed. It's just, you're just going to get it once you have the mythic, and I don't like that. Yes. There needs to be something that counters it, and I don't know what that would be. How do you stop someone from summoning, unless you're going to take them out by turn 1 and 2, which is kind of what I was seeing as the play, or I'm thinking that's probably going to be the play. But then the big thing that I was like, really like, just super like, why did they do that, was upgrading the safety fence to level 2. That seems completely unnecessary, because it's not like defense is getting any better. Alright, casuals aside, I don't even think Ether Raids is a casual game mode at this point, at least in the higher tiers. Once you're outside of tier 28, you should not be playing this game mode, I don't know, bias as a casual, because that's just it. That is not what it's designed to. It's designed to be challenging. Why take that away? It's supposed to be hard. I don't like it, man. I really don't like it. I mean, at least it's a breakable structure, so maybe you can snipe it with your catapult, but I do not like it. Unless they're going to give Duma an ult or something Duma adjacent for light season, but then it's not right away when you need it. If you're going to implement something like that, then you need to implement a counter to it right away as well. Like, when they did that thing with Sigurd, Legendary Sigurd, what was it, like a couple days or a month or so? Well, that's still kind of long. But you need a counter to that right away. I don't want to deal with that. It's a pain, because it just means that sack plays are going to be a thing. No, not sack plays. It means that hit and run is going to be even more powerful. And you can already do like a ton with hit and run, like already. 2 turns. If you don't get all the way away, like let's say you end up in a bad position on the first turn when you're trying to escape, you can go back even further and position better. It's so heavy-handed to the offensive team, man. It just gives them so much potential, so much room to work with to try to break your defense down. And it's very hard to maintain the structure of your defense once someone attacks, and, you know, for it to... when your defense is advancing, there's always going to be gaps, because someone is going to be out of position. The 7-slot unit, for instance, is not going to be in position if someone tries to hit and run you, man. It's really just the worst thing, man. That is not what I expected them to do, and it just breaks so many things in the game, I feel. Man, I have more thoughts, but I'll leave it for another video. GG's. Alright, man, I actually am doing something that I quite enjoy. or that I had planned to do for. I've been sitting on this for a long time. I was looking at this Catherine, man, and I've just been saying, Brave Weapon. Brave Weapon, well, not Brave, but Desperation Weapon. This is going to get a good refine, and I love the fact that I was right. This refine is actually pretty nuts. The only thing she needs is investment. All I have are merges at this point, but she definitely needs the Dragon Flowers to get the stats up there. I just threw a bunch of fodder on her, probably too much. I've been doing a little bit of testing so far, and I don't think Gust is what she wants, especially since she doesn't have Slain. You can probably, get it off with like Times Pulse, but really I think she probably wants no quarter because she's not the bulkiest unit. She doesn't want to be sitting there and taking hits. So probably want to drop Gust for something else. But then again, I guess depending on how you can make it work with, like, let's say a Marth Ring or something like that, maybe it can work out. But I'm feeling no quarter is probably Desperation. Triangle attack here. Yeah, triangle attack, dual strike, getting it off, but that won't work in next Athers. I don't think that'll work. Anyways,
let's go.
I think she needs something. I like the Assassin Strike. It seems to be helping out with the damage, but I'm still missing the kill. So maybe I'll swap that out for like physical null follow. Well, no, she already has full null follow-up. So what would she want? Tempo.
I'll crush them all.
What are the options? Some type of damage reduction. Maybe Gambit or...
Don't overdo it.
Man, infantry units in general, they just don't have the B skill yet. There's a B skill that they need to be great, and it's just not in the game yet. Because Spurn is trash. All of those other ones are currently still just trash. There's something that is missing in that B slot for these infantry units, and it's just not here yet. But for now, I guess I'll go with the extra damage. The thing about Excel as well in her A skill is that when she goes in and attack, and let's say she takes something out, she's probably just going to sit there, so she's not getting the most DR out of the Excel skill, so that's probably not the best A skill for her. Something that gives her cancel would be great so that she could run away. She's definitely a player phase unit, but man, you can get her to hit pretty hard with that treachery. It is so good.
Stay down.
Man, and she's so cool. She's one of my aesthetic. I love her aesthetics. The sword design, the Thunderbrand, her special, her quotes. I really like her. I'm surprised that they didn't give Shamir similar treatment with her refine. Shamir's refine is kind of like whatever, but Catherine, man, she does work, man. She cooks. These are just like some of the bulkier units in the game. This is just a test to see the maximum range, like how far I can push her in terms of damage output. I can probably do a lot better into, like near saves and stuff that aren't going to KO her on counterattack, but these units are just, taking her out on the follow-up because she's missing that KO. But if you can get her to hit that 5 hits in a row, you're cooking, man. This is definitely what you want. If you're having trouble against shield fighter armors. Although you don't have I guess she'll take out Edelgard, Brave Edelgard, I'm pretty sure. Don't know, like, who's blue? Gatry? Probably not. You probably would need some... because he's blue and so bulky, I don't think she'd get through. Who else? I think she'll do pretty decent into most of the green units. I'll test it myself and probably do an update just to let you know what those matchups are, what some of those are. But I don't think she'll do well into Gatry. I can double check that. It probably depends on the special. You're probably looking at like Luna or something, right? Yeah, for that, because of all of that defensive bulk. But I'm very excited about this Katrin in terms of just what she can do. Again, these are just some of the bulkiest units in the game, so I'm not surprised that she's missing some of these KOs, but she's doing tremendous damage. Probably would be more if I was running no quarter instead of Gust. I don't know, but then again, Gust scales off her speed, so 56, no quarter. I don't know. I'll keep testing and do some math and keep testing. This is crazy that she misses this. But then again, I get so much damage reduction on the follow-up hits that it kind of does matter. You probably want to hit a special on her first hit. Man, I'm excited about this Katrin. Probably won't see her in, I don't think I'll be using her for like Ether raids or anything, but just for me, like PvP type stuff, I think she'll be pretty great there for just personal use. Maybe even in summoner duels, you can probably get her off because she does have a ton of support that you can give to her. And she's just not a bad. I think her Refine was probably the best one out of the batch. I do also have Dusel, so I'm probably going to build him up as well just to see how he performs with the, 20% something that he got. I don't know if it'll be great, but let's see. I was really hoping for more from Dusel as well, primarily because I have more copies of him, so I was just hoping that he could do more work, but it wasn't that great in terms of his Refine, so I don't know. Let's see what comes out of that when I do some testing. I think I got him at like +7, and I just want to do some Dragon Flowers and stuff to see where that goes. But I want to test her in comparison to Emblem Marth, who does pretty much the same thing but gets the full damage out of every hit. So just as a comparison to show you how good Catherine is,
Will do.
this is the unit that she's competing with, the unit that does what she does.
I will be your
and as you can see here, just nothing out of this Marth.
Yes.
Like nothing whatsoever. Let me give him the treachery support actually, because I think he was not in position to get it. But let me give him the treachery support and then see where we go. Actually, it's melee. I can't make it work on defense. One of the reasons why Ursula was putting out so much damage is just because she's also getting the treachery buff from Katrin as well. So that's why that's another reason why she's putting out so much damage into Neathauger, because without those extras, without the extra damage output, which is actually something that I've been something that's been on my mind. I've probably mentioned it, I don't know, but these range units need a way to be able to put out more damage. That's one of their biggest problems right now. With all of the debuffs that these armored units and these infantry tanks just have built in, nukes need a way to just straight up do more damage. I'm not talking about like the newer units, I'm talking about like the old ones, and that's kind of what I was expecting from the new OC. I was expecting something that would allow your older units to just do more damage. I guess his empathy thing kind of sort of does that, but not really. I mean, it's just +7. Treachery is really where it's at.
A tough decision.
Just thinking about it, treachery is definitely where it's at. Although I don't remember how the lull interacts with that, but I feel like treachery is the best way to get massive amounts of attack stats so that you can, swing more damage out in your favor. I feel like that's probably what we'll be looking to get, but there you go, man. Marth, just not it at all. That's about it, man. GG's.